So, hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. So we are live with Sun Ballast. Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Happy to have you here today with us, with marketing team.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. I think we are waiting a bit more.
Yeah.
To see if all participants will come.
I think we should wait just a couple of seconds.
Meanwhile, please let us know if you guys can hear us. If there is any you cannot hear as well, write it in the chat. You have it on your right. Below you have the icon of chat, so you can write it if everything is okay on sound or if there is any issue.
So just write it down and we will make sure to arrange that. So.
All right. See that the number is growing.
Yeah. Good.
Almost Friday, so people are.
Hello, Vivi. Hello, Maria. So
I think we're ready to start. I think we even keep it like really long because as I see majority of participants, they are our clients or they already know Sun Ballast. At least they had a project with us and they know what we have, right? So, but today will be even a bit more special because we're gonna introduce again our other solutions, which is the Sun. We're going to talk about it a bit later. So at the beginning, Elo will explain who we are and what we do, what we have. Then we're going to do some short presentation of our new structures and just a small video of our software. Yeah.
Before we start, for those that we don't know us, it's the first webinar that follow with Sun Ballast. Let me introduce ourselves. I'm Elona, part of marketing department at Sun Ballast, and here today with me is Erald, sales representative for English-speaking countries and sales account manager as well. So today we are going to do a short presentation of the company, what do we do, our solutions, and we will go straight to our new solution of this year for panels of large dimension, and also the solution for pitch throughs.
Right.
So stay until the end of the webinar, so you will discover all these novelties of the year. So to start, so if we don't have any question, everything okay? I hope the sound is okay. Do you hear us? So just write in chat so I can proceed with the presentation. If the audio is okay, we can start. Okay. So audio is fine, says Gary. Thank you, Gary. Okay, so let's proceed. I guess you even see our screen.
Yeah.
Share. So let's proceed. As I explained before, we will see a bit presentation of the company, the new solution for pitch throughs, our technical department, that is a very important part of the company. At the end, our contact details if you need any information or further technical details. So probably most of you haven't heard before of BASIC, right? BASIC solar system. So anytime that we have, you have received our communications, you have received as Sun Ballast. In fact, what is BASIC solar system is just the mother company of brand Sun Ballast. Okay, so was founded in 2012 from a group of specialists in the sector of renewables. How did this happen? To explain it better. So our founders were installers, right? So they used to do installation every day. They used to see all the problems facing every day, and they came up with a new solution. the solution that could meet all the needs of the installers. So from that year, Sun Ballast brand is now a point of reference in field of solar acting for flat surfaces, mounting systems. So the system is very, very easy to install. For all those that haven't used our system before, you just need to position the ballast on the roof. You just fix the panel with clamps. It's done.
Correct.
So no water penetration, nothing. So you save the roof, and the installation is very, very, very easy.
So let's say like from 2012 until 2023 that we are now, we have like around more than 40 distributors around Europe and other countries as well, right?
So we are leading in Italy right now, and we have more. We have a lot of distributors in more than 40 countries, and recently, this year, we are already present in the United States. So we have a new branch in Florida, in Clearwater. So here is the map. We have a lot of commercial offices and production sites as well. And as I explained to you, we are already even in United States for those who operate in the US market as well. So Sun Ballast can be found even there. I guess
it's good because we started this year with Tampa office in Florida, and we attended one expo which was in Boston, and it was a huge success for the American market. The ballast structure was tried even before, but this new solution that came now with Sun Ballast was something that they wanted it, right? So it's the phase of certification and everything that requires a bit more time, but Sun Ballast already has played their structure on their roof, right? So we could,
And we will be even in the fair,
Las Vegas
in September. Yeah. So if it happens to you to visit that fair, we will be there with Stan.
For the fair or gambling?
Gambling.
How do you go?
I'm supposed to do that. Okay, so we are okay for this part. I guess now we can jump to Sun Ballast solutions.
Yeah, Sun Ballast solution. Of course, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. You already know what do we offer. Do you know our solution and our catalogs? Probably it's been forwarded to you from one of our agents. If you are in Europe or if you are outside of Europe, you already know what solution Sun Ballast has. As Delona mentioned in the beginning, Sun Ballast structures are very simple to use. It's a concrete base, which is just plays double role as a support, as an additional weight for your panel, right? So in case you try to avoid all this assembling thing, right? When you get another structure, if it's aluminum or any other material, with Sun Ballast, you don't need to wait. So that means that you reduce the installation time up to 70%, right? So that is what is proven actually from all our clients, or for those who ever did installation for the first time.
Now that you are mentioning that, Gerald, it came to my mind here in our website page. In the download page, you have even a document.
All certification, all documents.
You also have a document that compares the installation time between our systems, the traditional systems, and our system. Here it's table of laying times. I downloaded it. Here, you see, you can verify by yourself that the time is reduced up to 70%. So it's very, very easy to install. So for all those who are looking for a very easy to install and fast to install system, Sun Ballast is the perfect solution for all of you.
Correct. Moving on to the systems we have. So as you all know, our first system is our standard system. Elona will help us with the slides, so we'll go through it. A very unique and very simple to use. It's based by single ballast, right? So it is very versatile. So that means that this standard system comes with a wide range of inclination and different weights, right? So we are going from 0 degrees up to 30 degrees. With the custom solution, we could go even up to 35 degrees if the client requests. Of course, they're going up to 35 degrees. But in our warehouses, we keep stock or we produce mostly from 0 to 30 degrees, right? So what are the advantages of this system, right? So we can take together, I know.
All our Sun Ballast systems, the standard system is very easy to install, it's very quick to install, and it's very high wind resistant system. So why is the system called standard? Can you explain that? Because it's in single rows, right? They are independent rows, and for example, is the perfect solution when you have a lot of obstacles on the route, right? So you have to avoid all the obstacles.
With standard solution, yeah, you can do that. Of course, those ballasts, they come in different weights as well. So it's starting from 16 kilograms up to 70 kilograms, which is the heaviest one we have, according to your roof. We would definitely suggest you to use once at least to use the system, and you're going to see the simplicity of it. Elena mentioned for the obstacles, it's the most used one because you can play with it, right? You can play and you can put the ballast all around your roof, even on vertical posts, even on horizontal posts. Sun Ballast standard solution, they are like very, very good choice for people. Of course, when you have obstacles, that means you get the flexibility of it. So you play around the roof, as you can see on this picture in here that Ilona shared, with different heights of the building, with different obstacles, different parapets. It's standard solution. You could get what you need. Of course, it's very easy. You can circumvent all the obstacles and install it on your roof.
Yeah, with standard system becomes even easier. For example, even when you haven't done a check to the roof. So you just go there and you need a flexible system that can adapt the roof that probably you didn't know there was an obstacle.
Or you can use it as south orientation or east-west orientation. That will not be any
issue. No, absolutely. So as Errol said, it comes available in landscape portrait.
Correct.
And from 0 to 30 degree.
Moving on to the other system, which will be our, Hello, can you help me with the second one? Will be the CL system. Very nice system to use, of course, for those who have less space on the roof, right? So for those who want to do a installation in a residential area,
exactly,
have like very space outside, or they have a garage or like just small balcony, and they want to place as much power and using less space, we will suggest you the sales system. This system comes available with 2 inclination only, with 5 degrees and 11 degrees. The 5 degrees is consistent of 6 rows,
here,
onto each other from the lowest one to the highest one. Of course, even those ballasts, they are in different ways. The 11 one is the same, just instead of 6 rows, you have three consecutive rows, which you can install your panels. They both allow the panel to be laid on horizontal, but the 5 degrees will allow you to lay your panels in vertical poles as well. But with 11, it's not possible yet. So what we can say about this system, Hello, is something that is really good because you can use sail as a standard system as well.
True. So, for example, if you have a roof where the surrounding wall is very high, you can go directly, for example, with the 4th or 5th row or fire ballast in order to avoid the shade created from the wall.
Correct.
And another thing that probably a lot of clients ask is if it can be used divided. So is it used always as a system? No. You can even use, for example, only 3 rows, only 2 rows.
Depending on the speed you have or you want to use, it's not an issue at all. Sales system, of course, is very, very wind resistant as well. Like all our system, actually, all ballasts they are very wind resistant. It can come sometimes, it would be necessary to add some additional accessories for some panels, like Ilona is pointing now, for some panels which is required to use some junction plate in order to make the system more resistant due to heavy winds, right? So, but it's not necessary to be used always, right? Depending, sometimes our technical office will tell you that you could use the sales system without any additional accessories.
It all depends from the technical department, from their calculations, if it's convenient to use or not. So no worries on that.
There are occasions even I've seen like with 11 degrees that customers, they use 3 consecutive rows, all of the 3 rows from 11, and then he plays 3 rows from the other side, which he did in quite big. Yeah, it was like a sail was system, like it looked really nice actually. But was really good. Like that's the beauty of our structure. You could play with it like all the time. If you are an installer, if you have used Sun Ballast before, you see that how fast you can do it and how much thing you can do with this system, how you want to place it according to the rule.
It's just like a game, right?
Correct.
You can play with it however you want.
So that's to conclude that the advantages of the sales system, the space optimization mentioned.
So it's remember always it's the best solution when you have a client that says that wants the maximum power, but he has reduced space.
Right. Very quick to install.
Sales system.
Correct. Very quick to install. Like all you do, placing the ballast, the clamp, and the panel. Here it's done. High wind resistant, of course, kilowatt cost rapidly reduced because you will use more. You're going to generate more power in that space, and of course the flexibility. Even with the sales system, you could play around with it. You could add or remove panels according to the layout of your roof. If you have any obstacles, of course you can remove one panel in the center, or you can add it depending on the roof you have. Yeah, this is with 2 consecutive rows. Of course, there will be a required space from the panel to panel if you are dividing them.
Exactly. Yeah.
To avoid shading.
Okay, I scroll down with even with the system. Just let me see if we have any question till now. Any question regarding
All is good, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just one in here that can you use this ballast on all topologies of the roof? We'll talk about it. I think we have a section or no? We do not have some ballast structure. We will mention it now since we have the question. Some ballast structure, you could use it in majority, or let's say 99% of the roof topologies, right? Those could be concrete, tiles, green roofs, and the ground, gravel as well. You could place those. Of course, we'll add some accessories. Probably Elo later will open the list of accessories we have on our webpage, so we could tell you what we can use.
So it's enough. It's flat. We can use some
correct.
Okay.
Let's move on to the other system.
I guess we answered even to the question. The third system.
Third system is our Connect system. It's one of the latest systems we launched. Now it's not old anymore, but for those who haven't used Sun Ballast, this was up when we had 4 systems. Now the 4th one will be Connect, right, which is patented. We have it our own, and as you can see from the name itself, all the system is connected, is linked together. What does that mean? So this system is created, generated for heavy winds, right? To withstand heavy winds. Even if you have a really high building, we would suggest you to use the Connect system. Another thing that makes the system very good is
it's divided in 3 pieces.
Correct. Right? Correct. It's divided in 3 pieces because it comes with a frontal, a central, and a terminal ballast. You could start your installation whatever you want in the roof, right? And you could close it always with a terminal ballast. But what I wanted to mention, Elo, is for those who think that the concrete structure is very heavy, Connect system is one of the systems that goes up to 15 to 25 kilograms per square meter deep. including the model, right? So that means that you have to get it out of your mind. If your client will tell you, no, I don't want to place it because it's too heavy, right? Our technical office will always do the calculation, not only for Conic, but for any type of system we have, you will have indicated on the technical report.
In fact, now that I remember, we have had a lot of clients that had a project with Connect system, and they insisted that it was light. It couldn't resist because the designer had done all the calculations, and they came up that the rules, the system should have more weight to be resistant. But it's not correct because the Connect being linked system, no need for a lot of weight to make it resistant.
Of course, sometimes it's required to add any additional weight or additional ballast whenever we do, even with this system. There are areas which are affected a lot by heavy winds, especially those who are by seaside, or depending, like we're talking about, like Spain, Portugal, even other countries, that there are all the project grids, like those who are affected by heavy wind, it is required to add additional ballast or additional weight in order to make their system verified for your project. So like this.
We will explain in the technical part what gets done
so
there.
Before I talk once again for the advantages, this system comes available, of course, as well with different inclination, but I wanted to mention that only one inclination is available for vertical posts, right? So this system with 10 degrees is possible to use it on horizontal and vertical posts. And from 5, from 10, 15, 20, 30 degrees, you could use it on horizontal posts.
Exactly.
Adjustable for any type of panel that they are there in the market, including even the new ones that are being now. We were seeing that we've been generating like a lot of panels with dimension like extremely big, right? You've seen, I'm receiving like quotes from panel 2.4, like long, and 1.3, 1.4. Because the trend is just growing, but always we come up with solutions like to be there, right? So we can avoid all the questions we might have from our installers. Like, can I install it? Can I do it? Of course. So to conclude with the Connect system, the advantage is very high wind resistant, very quick to install, the same way as you install even the other system with Sun Ballast. Of course, I don't mention there are 3 ballasts that include this system: frontal, central, and terminal one. All of those in different ways. Less weight on surfaces, 20, 25 kg per square meter, kilowatt cost drastically reduced, low transportation cost. What does that mean? So if a system will let's take, for example, the standard one, which the ballasts are up to 70 kilogram one. With the Connect system, you have 3 ballasts that will go 70 kilo, right? So, of course, that will bring, of course, for the client, will be happy, even for his client, he will save money more. Of course, even the system can be flexible as well. Like there are sometimes that you could remove the frontal part and close it with the terminal one, right? Or close it with the central one, or you could add or remove. But always you need to make sure that the frontal and the terminal one will be the start and the end of the project.
So we said the perfect solution when you have an area with
heavy weight and less load in the roof. That if you are requiring less load in the roof, we would suggest the Connect system.
Go for Connect.
Yeah. So another solution will be our.
I forget just a second here.
Yeah.
So we explained self system and we explained Connect system as well. So what we did, we united.
We did a fusion actually of Trian and Connect. It's available only with one inclination.
5 degrees.
5 degrees, as you can see on the picture. You could use it on horizontal posts. Instead of 3 ballasts, it would be with 4 consecutive ballasts that you could use. So there are one central one, and there is another small central one, which will allow you to connect 2 panels together.
Like in the picture.
Yeah. Without leaving space, right? The space will be from the central to the first one to the other side.
So as we said, has the advantages of the safe system and all the advantages of the Connect system. So it's it's a system that it's the best solution when you have small spaces, and in the same time you want to obtain a high wind resistance.
Yeah.
Right. So we have done a lot of installation with this system that you can see even in our website.
Yeah, even when you open our web page, I mean, the first video that comes is an installation with Sail Connect system. It's around 65 kilowatt, like I think installed in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this video presentation is done with that system. As you can see, like only 2-3 installers it requires to install 65 kilowatt in a roof. All right, so I think we should move on to the last system we have, which is our east-west.
Yeah, east-west. It's not any other system. It's just the standard system, but are back-to-back to each other.
The standard ballast, you could always take it and use it as an east-west configuration. It's really good when you have heavy winds because this system is the only one that does not require a lot of traditional weights, right? So since from the shape itself, the wind will just pass over, it will not move, right? And you could use any type of inclination with it.
Absolutely. And it's even the perfect solution when the building is not
perfectly arranged. It's not like if you have high trees or you have another building in front of you which is higher. It's guys, can you please confirm with us if it's everything okay and clear?
Okay. Do you hear us now? Is it okay?
Somebody wrote in the chat, yeah. All right. No,
Now we. What did you heard the last time? That
Hi, Gary. All right. I think I don't know if you guys heard, like we did the east-west system. It was the last one, more or less the standard system, right? Just back to back to each other. So Leona explained it, and really good. We highly suggest it to use it for whenever you have any high building, or if you have any high building like in front of you, bad arrangement of it, or you have high trees, you could definitely go for a east-west configuration. I think there is not a system, but there is something that you might explain if you go back to the system we offer, which is our solutions for the large panels, right?
Yeah, in fact, what we have seen lately around is that we receive a lot of projects, and in 80% of them, the dimensions of the modules are very large, right? So we had to check all the time. We had to make our clients send the assembly data sheet of the module, and we had to come up with a solution, right? So what we did. So it's even the novelty of this year. We created a new accessory that is called NoFlex.
For verticals,
before we had even a solution for a vertical module. So it's our 10-degree.L ballast. It's around 70 kilos, and you can install the module in vertical poles.
Right. So just to specify, this ballast is mainly for vertical poles, for large panels. You have panels bigger than 2 by 1 meters, and you want to have it like to be secured with it. Depending on the area where you're installing, the 10L ballast is one of those who you will not like keep your mind that the system might fall, or it will not require any additional accessory because it's heavy itself. So as you can see, what is written in here, it complies with all the support parameters. What does that mean? That our technical director and all the technicians, they have already checked with panel manufacturers, like the fixing points and how it can be encouraged in any type of panel. So yes, we can confirm it that with all the large panel 2 by 1, you can use the 10L ballast. Very simple and very effective to use, and balance weight and installation surface. What does that mean? So you can do an installation, like for example, 20 kilowatt, right? You have all the advantages of all our system. Like it's, of course, it's a bit heavy, but it's flexible. You can move it around to all the obstacles that you have on the roof, and you can adjust it. Like if you have area which you don't want to implement like really big weight on that, you could move it and go in the other areas.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So whenever you have a project that is with large modules that you want to place the module in vertical poles, you go for 10-degree point out.
Correct. I think there are a few pictures that you could share with us. Yeah.
Some installation pictures. Here there are some clients that have already used this solution.
Any type of roof that you have, or typology of the roof you have, gravel, bitumen, green roof, floor, ground, you could use the ballast.
If I forgot, now that I see the sheet under the ballast, we can explain that to.
Of course, they are for the sales that we do outside of Italy. There is a type of rubber mat or sheet that we use for any type of ballast that we give, or any type of system that we are giving to you, right? So the sheet comes in 2 pieces, right? So one in front and one in the back of the ballast. Why is the sheet? It's in order to prevent or to protect your roof material, right? So if you have a bitumen, TPO, EPDM roof, our technician would suggest that you use this rubber mat. So as talking about the material fit, last year we launched a new sheet, which we are selling outside of Italy, which is a 100% recyclable material. Like we are selling it only outside of that. But why is that? When you receive your project, you will see that the rubber mat is very thin, but don't get light from that. You think that probably with the time will be destroyed. It's very strong and very resistant. All the tests, like fire and everything, that are done with it. And as I mentioned, it's 100% recyclable.
Great. Okay. Now let's proceed. For the horizontal solution, we have came up with a new accessory that is called NoFlex, right?
Yeah.
That it's not cooperating. Okay, here we go. So what is NoFlex? Can you explain that?
NoFlex, by the name, is just one accessory that we launched, and we got patent for it, right? So it's a junction plate which is placed. It allows you actually to insert another ballast in the center of the panel. Why we did that? So with the last couple of years, when the large panels came in the market, we were using some ballast, right? Straight and simple, only 2 ballast, one on each side of the panel, clamping it from the short side or clamping it from the long side if it wasn't vertical, right? So what does that mean? The client will come back at this not it doesn't belong only to Sun Ballast, but I'm talking out there for all the racking structure, all the mounting structures, right? So everyone has that problem. So with the time, we would see that the panel would come to
Bend.
It would bend in the center, right? But that was due to a lot of factors, like due to heavy wind, due to sun, due to snow load. All this with the time would bend the panel. So that was something that was bothering a lot the installers, right? They had to remove or change the panel after 2 years, after 3 years, depending on the area where they were. So what Sun Ballast came was inventing or launching a new accessory, which we call Noflex, which is compatible with the large panel and will allow you to connect another ballast in the center of the panel. What that would bring like that, as Elona shows here, this is the Noflex for the standard system. And this is okay, it will be clamped with a terminal clamp, usually like you clamp it on the side. Even with that, you will use the same clamp. What are the advantages of the Noflex system? The advantage, can you drop this? Yeah. But to respect all the support of the parameters required by the manufacturer, that means that when you receive a project or when we ask you for some details, we'll have the technical data sheet of the panel, right? So some panels, they have like not all the fixing points guaranteed, right? What does it mean? That you can fix the panel only on 4, on 6, or even more, right? So with Noflex, it respects all this. Avoid the use of additional weight.
Yeah, having a central ballast in the middle.
Is an extra weight that we are adding to your system. That means your system will be resistant enough to withstand heavy winds and snow loads. Avoid the central bending of large panel, as we mentioned, increase the resistance to wind and snow load, and improve the structural hold, of course, from adding 2 more anchorage points.
Yeah, in fact,
right?
we can see even in the picture here, yeah.
Correct.
There are no more 4 fixing points, but
The same, yeah. The same accessory we added even for our Connect system. So with standard system, it's simple and eye-shaped junction plate, as we explained, and it comes as a kit. As you can see down the screws and what other accessories come with it. With Connect system is an L shape. Comes with the same accessory. It will be inserted on all 3 ballasts, on the frontal one, central one, and terminal one. Will allow you to add another ballast in the center of the panel. This is, we will highly recommend, we will highly suggest it to you in order to avoid the flexibility of the panel. There are some tests, which Ilona was showing before for you guys. There are some tests which are done for this one. Of course, before we launched it in the market, we had to do this test in order to get patented. So there, the weight test that we added in here, and we will see that it improved a lot. The panel, that we'll see the panel will withstand like really heavy loads, even when we added the Noflex, right? So that will bring that really good. Can you just go down with this? Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Let's move forward.
Okay. I guess we are done even with the large size panels. And in this case, we can do a question. How do you say?
Yeah, there is a question probably we'd like to ask you guys. Yeah.
So what kind of problems do you mostly face during your installation or design phase of the projects? So let's wait. Okay. Okay. I see. With this, okay, it's changing. Now I thought we should sell only Connect system.
No, I'm sure everyone faces all these problems. So we just want to ask the majority of you who has now we see that it's the same, right?
Yeah, true. Okay, I guess I can close.
Yeah, we'll share with you the results now. So we'll see.
Okay, so we can see that most of them have heavy wind. Okay, let me share. Have heavy wind problems that we suggest all the time. The Connect system, all our systems, in fact, are wind resistant. reduce space, go for sales system. You will, it's going to be the best solution for you. And the load in the roof, that it's the best solution, the connect system,
Correct.
right? So these are the results of the poll. Okay. I guess
All right, let's move on.
Proceed.
Yeah. Do you like to talk now a bit about Sankong? And before opening the presentation, we're explaining you a bit. Elona has prepared another question for you. If you guys have heard it, did you know Sankong before? Probably you saw it on our webpage or not. We would like to know your answers.
Yeah.
So,
did you know Sun Ballast before? Have you heard of it?
Sun Ballast, of course, then.
Sankong. Okay. Sankong. Okay. Ah, seems like they haven't heard before. So you should do a good job here. Okay, I guess 3, 2, 1, let's close it. Good. So to share the results with you, we have 70%.
75%, but they don't know, and 25% yet.
Yeah.
Of course, it's new for all of us, even for us at Sun Ballast. But well, now we don't say anymore Sun Ballast, but we come as both, even as Sun Ballast, even as Sankong. So we present both products, right? For the flat roofs, the products for the pitched roofs as well. So a bit about Sankong, just a bit of history. So why we came? Because a lot of our clients, a lot of our installers, even distributors, right? Whenever they would share a project with Sun Ballast, they would come, okay, I have this roof, but has another roof in there, which I want to place ballast, right? So we would do our verification, we'd see that with Sun Ballast was not possible to place the ballast on that typology, or of course, if it was an inclined roof. With Sun Ballast, it's possible to use up to 5, up to 10 maximum if our technical office will approve. But to getting that many information, getting that many questions for the pitch roofs, we decided to come up with this solution. In Italy, was being sold before, right? In Italy, we were using, but we were not advertising outside of Italy. So this year we started launching Sankong even outside of Italy. So we wanted all our distributors that are out there, why not to have the structures for pitch roofs as well. So Sankong, as we see now on the picture, is a structure that comes with very few accessories, to use your installation in all topology of the roof that you have. What does that mean? So in order, if you get a structure, different types of mountain structure that they are in pitched roofs, you will get a lot of accessories, right? You get a lot of different types of profile, different types of screws, different types of clamps or brackets that they are in there. But with Sankong, we try to simplify, to make it as much simple for you guys. So correct. Sankong wanted to come with that solution, so you would feel very comfortable whenever you'd have an installation. So Sankong, like we're seeing right now, brings a clear and rich, universal and simple, effective solution to pitch roofs made with the quality materials for all the roofs, right? So all our components that we have with Sankong, they're all designed and they're verified, and they withstand heavy winds and all they've been tested right like the Sun Ballast structure. Yeah. So as just as Sun Ballast systems, even Sankong systems are very fast to install, right? Right. It's pretty much simple, and I'll go one by one. So I'll share. There are not a lot of accessories. I have them even with me, but you guys can see even on the screen. So all of you know, for those of you who did installation on any type of inclined roof or pitched roofs, you already have used this accessory. This is the bracket that is used for the tiled roof mainly. Or whenever you have an installation that you want to use the stuff of the bracket that we have in here, what we did is we created a unique one. We call it all-in-one bracket. What does that mean? So this bracket, I'll show it to you. Yeah. This bracket can come as a kit, as you can see what I have in hand, or with the one that you have in the picture. it as a kit. As you can see, you have to assemble it. Some of you probably would say like, no, I don't have time to do this whenever I do an installation, or my installers, they will use a lot of time to do it. Yes, this is the right thing. That was the first question that you would do, but why we did it like this? We had before, even the one that was fixed, 4 different types of panels. If the thickness of your panel was 30, we would have only that one. If your thickness of the panel was 50 or 35, we would have this one. We came up with this one because we wanted to cover all additional. If you don't know all the infos about the project that you are going to install, right? Sometimes your client might change it in the end, and you have to go back to your office and pick up the right. So we did one that was you have to assemble it from the beginning, but it's pretty much simple. You can assemble it according to the height of the hole or the distance that you want, right? In different solution in order to avoid a lot of things, right? So there are 3, 4 fixing points where you can attach here easy. You can insert the screws and drill it in the roof, or you can place it up or moving the tiles, of course, and you can implement it with 4 different height of levels. So it's the one here, second one, third, fourth. The other thing would be that you could even play with it. The roof is like different type of from different shape. You could play with the bracket and moving from the other side. So that's why we wanted to give this pre-assembled all right, all in one bracket, because it will save you time. And to assemble it, it will take just a few seconds.
Sure. Yeah, so it's the perfect solution, for example, when you don't know, you haven't seen the roof, you have no.
Like you don't need to worry what you've been having. So you have this with you, and the typology of the roof that you have in there, you could use all in one bracket.
Flexible.
Correct.
Good. So
and then we have the profile. Those are the 3 different profiles that they come with some structures. As all of the structure that you receive from your, I don't know, your local manufacturer, buying, I don't know where you probably are getting it, another one. With Sunbone, we came up with 3 different profiles. All of them, if you are talking about vertical and horizontal poles, they have like the length of it, it comes standard at 2.4 meters for vertical poles. So if we have this is just a sample of the profile that we can use it. It comes on 2.4 meters. Why we have it 2.4? It's because a lot of installers when they are doing the transport, they are sending to the client. Yeah. They have really long profiles. They are even 3.5, 5 meters. So what they do, is like they have to rent it, to get another a van, a big truck to put all the profiles in there. We did the 2.4 meters because we wanted to keep it standard and to avoid waste. You will not need to cut the profiles and then throw it, because if you cut them, you will not use them anymore. 2.4 meters is a standard where you can place it on the roof, you insert it, and you don't have waste. So it's really good. Another thing that with this profile, which comes, you can use it for horizontal, even vertical posts, is the height of it. As you can see, this is kind of bigger than the others. Why is higher? Because we wanted to leave some space for the optimizers whenever you install it on the roof. So that means that if you want to use the other one, some profiles will come with the shift, which is already attached to it. You purchase it and it's already there, so you just insert it on the roof and you drill it, because we have the holes. But what we did is like you have the shift attached, but you insert it and move it around to the roof where you want to drill it and install it in there. In case you want to use a junction to make the profile more, to make it longer than it is, there is a junction plate that it will allow you to connect 2 profiles together, right? I think is it correct one?
you can do it.
Yeah, of course I can. I've been doing tests for this one, so you can make the system even more to show you.
Good.
Another accessory that was for that. So as I said, you can use this for the seamed roofs, right? So whenever you have a seamed roof, you could use this. For corrugated roofs, we have this profile in here, which is the first one from the picture we have for the corrugated roof. Is this one is 240 on for vertical post lane and 40 centimeters for horizontal post. Pretty much simple. You can just place it on the roof, drill it, and all is done. Right?
Sure.
That these are all accessories that use. What is missing is the clamps, right? But I don't know if we have it.
Yeah.
Yep. So the clamps are pretty much simple, the same as we use for Sun Ballast. Of course, they have the screw, and they have whenever you use for the profile, you have to plug it in under, right? So we call it testa martello in Italian, but I don't know in English how to say it. But anyway, it will allow you can clamp you can go inside your profile easily, right? Whenever you need to clamp the system. The terminal clamp, as majority of you have seen it, we have it, both of them actually, they are universal. The terminal clamp is adjustable from 30 to 50 millimeters of all the panels, right? So that would mean that this clamp comes already, when it comes together, comes in this shape, like this. All you need to do is, I have to explain because I get a lot of questions. I received a clamp, but they are long ones. So it comes as one piece. Of course, the kit of 10 of those you ordered, but all you need to do is break it. After you break it, you can turn it and you could arrange it according to the panel you have. Like starting from 13 in here, do it and finishing with 50 millimeters if you want to clamp your system. So pretty much simple. And the universal one, central one, the same for more or less. These are the accessories. All you need to do whenever you want to do an installation for seamed roof, corrugated roofs, tiled roofs with all the typologies of tiles that we have out there. These are the only accessories that you need to take with you.
Okay.
Right? Of course, they will be a bit longer than what we showed here, 2.4. These are standard ones, and all-in-one. Of course, the all-in-one bracket is standard as well. So a bit of advantages for Suncoat, what I wanted to say in general. Actually, Suncoat structures are aluminum based, which is very good quality. And they resist and last very long. Very fast to install it, as I will explain to you a bit shortly. Probably you figure it out or know how to do it, but for those of you who did installation of fish roofs, you already know how to do it, right? Because it's not a lot of changes from even the others. It's the same procedure you do with all. And one thing that is very good to know, you guys order like structures. Whenever you have a project, you order big quantities, you want to save it in your warehouse, if you want to do all the solutions, and you might face difficulties on receiving the material on time. The Sunhome, we have material always available in our warehouse, which means that we can deliver directly to your site, or we can deliver directly to your warehouses in case you are our distributor or a good installer of ours. We will send it so you could store some structures in there.
Let me also mention that here in the documents, I left even the catalog.
Correct. Yes. You can download it from there. The catalog for distributors and installers as well is the same thing. You could download, you could see all the accessories that is in there, right? It's very few, but they do a lot of work, right? And it will make your life easier in case you want to do installation.
So you buy Sun Ballast for flat roofs, you buy Suncoat for pitch roofs, and you have a single.
Correct. Like me personally, which I deal more with distributors, like all around Europe, I suggest to all of them to get both structures.
Yeah.
Even though some of them they say I'm using more flat roofs than pitch roofs, fair enough. In case you have a pitch roof, why not to have the material ready in there? You could have it, and you, of course, will get like the same as Sun Ballast. You will get always a technical support.
Always.
It's the same thing, and it's always for free, right? So our technician will do you the technical report the same that they're doing with Sun Ballast structure.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we.
Yeah, this is regarding Sunhome. I guess Elo, we should go a bit talk about our technical department. And
we can say that for Suncom, for sure, we will do other webinars where we will explain more in detail. Even for each type of routine, probably even examples and so on. But for now, we are only in the introduction phase, just to know that we have even a solution for pitch through. Okay, so let's go to the technical department. From the start, we can say that we have always offered the free technical support service, right? So for each project that our clients had, we always offer that, and for free, absolutely. So we have a technical department composed of more than 15 technicians, designers, that facing or doing projects all every day, facing a lot of situations. They have become experts of this
field. Yeah, correct. I mean, all the questions that you send to your agent whenever you are ordering some ballast, there will be a technician behind it, right? That technician will give you the solution of your problem.
Exactly. So but to arrive at that technical report, we need some information. Because it sometimes I get a question like, why do you need that information? No, it's nothing. It's just that in order to do a precise calculation of the project, we need some data, some information, and then we can guarantee that the system is secure. Right? So what do we need in this case when we when the clients ask an answer from us? We need the installation address. Why is important installation address?
The installation address is very important because according to the area where it's being installed, we can verify the wind loads, like how much wind will affect the system. So I think for me is one of the main thing that we should ask always, the address where it's being installed.
The second important thing is the layout.
The layout, of course, was according to the layout, we can always tell you how many ballast, how many excessive wind will require your system.
Yeah, because it changes based on the layout of the system. The third thing is the dimensions of the modules.
Like we mentioned before, dimension of the modules, because sometimes some panels they might be or might not be compatible with our structure. To be on the safe side, we always ask the dimension, even if the standard panel, even if it's a large panel where we have to use no flex or no.
And the other one,
the surface.
Yeah, is the surface typology.
Even with surface typology, Sun Ballast can be used in 90% of the typologies of the roof that they are in there, bitumen, gravel, ground, all this. But we need to know that in order, because it happens sometimes that some kind of TPO roofs, they are very shivering, and the Sun Ballast need to have different calculation for it. So in order, if it's going to add you a bit of some additional weight or add components from your system.
Sure. Of course, the module inclination.
Yes, of course, we need to know which type of ballast to give you. So we suggest you always, according to the area, according to the country, because we are selling everywhere. Well, we know that what is the most sold ballast in there. We suggested that, but if the client asks me that I want a 13 degrees inclination, we do not have that. So instead of 13, we give 15, right? Or we go up to 10 degrees.
Yeah, suggest, we go by suggestion.
Yeah.
Another important information is the building.
Of course, the height of the building, and the last one, the height of parapet, are details that we need to know, of course, to verify all the calculations as well. The higher the building, the most affected will be by winds. The higher the parapet, the most chance you will have having shade in your system. So we need to know that.
So in order to prepare a technical report, we always need this information, and what you get after you send all this information to the technical department. So you get this design, right?
This will be one of the design that technician will do for you, like including all you have the agenda on the right side. That you can see when it says, when it mentions there what is being used, right? It's been used ballast, it's been used additional weight, it's been used any junction plate, it's been used, yes. Always you will have it on the agenda, and we will point you, of course, the orientation of the system.
Absolutely. And
The technical drawing.
yeah, to add that, we have given the technical drawing of the system. You receive a bill of material.
Yeah, of course, all this material that is with the amount that have been used.
What
the sizing,
you receive the sizing calculation.
Right.
If necessary or required, you can even receive a technical report signed by a qualified technician.
Yeah.
Right? I see that we have a question. We can send.
Is there a simple sheet which we can send to a client to ask information? Yeah, of course, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can send a file where you can share it with your clients and receive all the information in a.
There is actually, I've been sharing them with a few of you. There is a template that we prepared already, which you could do that online as well, right?
Yeah. Do, for example, yeah, but he means because we know Peter, who's a distributor, our distributor, he means to share with his clients. So
which we have prepared it, so I could share that with you. Whoever needs it, just drop us a mail after the webinar, and we are happy to share it with you.
And another option, another way how to ask an offer from us, where you tell us all that information that we mentioned before, is by going here, we receive a quote in our website. So in contacts, receive a quote, and here you have all the details, your details, the company details.
And the project details.
Project details, all those that we mentioned before when we presented it. So installation address, installation city, country, number of modules, layout and arrangement of panels, module type and dimensions, type of coverage that you have, even the options here. Yeah. You have just to choose. Required inclination by choice. It means if it's not here, we don't have that solution. So you go for the nearest one. Yeah. So if you are looking, for example, for a 12, you go for 11 or 15. Yeah. The building height, the parapet height, and a simple question, how did you find about our products? And if you have any file, any layout, any
type of drawing might help us to do the installation better and to do it faster, right? Because if you don't have a layout, it would be harder for us to give you a correct quote, right? If we can just give you an approximate one, we'll do it fast enough. But if we have a layout, we'll give you exact amount of ballast used or all the accessories.
So you just choose the file and you authorize. Absolutely, yeah, and just send it. Yeah. In the moment that you send it, Aaron takes the request directly, and he shares your project with the technical department. Yeah. Then our goal will do all the calculations and generate the bill of materials and receipts and prepare the offer for you. Right? This is the workflow of from sending an offer request to receiving the offer. Okay.
What else you will receive will be the technical report, like signed from a qualified technician, and of course, which I have here with me, telecom and telephone support. You will have always our sales agent or our technician in case you have any question. If you are
chat here.
Correct.
So anytime that you have any question and you want to receive an answer.
In case nobody answers, you could write it in the chat on the website, and one of our agents will come back to you as soon as possible.
With all the...
Apart from the offer, what we have in technical department, we have another mini department which we like to say we opened it this year. We made it more visible this year, but it's been there always. Is our research and development department. What is the research and development department? So, as you know, to have the ballast right out there in the market, there are some specific tests we need to be carried out in order to launch it and to get patented.
So, in fact, even to come up with solutions anytime that the term changes, for example, you have a department that takes care of that, that is always creating new solutions, that is always coming up with new ideas.
Yeah.
So like those that we mentioned before, like even the no flex solution for large panels, even the sound solution as well. So we carry out a lot of tests in order to make it even more safe for them.
Yeah, of course.
So you.
There are a lot of certifications being required from a lot of installers, or if they are public tenders, so there are government projects, like all those, better than me, that they require a hell of documents or a hell of certificates, right? So in order to have those, you have to have this test, right, to be on the safe side. So this test that we carried out, Ilona can read it for us.
So we have done all our ballasts are tested in the wind tunnel.
Right.
So they resist up to 160.
170. Right.
And if we need more resistance, of course, we add a lot of other accessories. The fluid dynamics analysis, the load test on no flex plate, the one that we explained earlier, and other tests carried out are the clamping fatigue testing, the kinetic chamber test, the water penetration test, the tearing test of the M8 plug that is already inserted on the ballast in the production phase, right? And the structural checks on some control file, that is the new solution for pitched roofs.
Yeah, I think before, because now we are almost in the end, we would like to share or to show you a small video.
Yeah, before I do that, I'll do the last question for today. So I swear it's the last one. So do you even use softwares to design your projects or not?
I'm guessing that majority of ours, even if they don't use, they've been using before, from SolarEdge or any type of software that is out there that is very fast to use. They've been trying it to see how much power can generate the system, to get the analysis of yearly analysis. But Sun Ballast, of course, has its own software program, right, where you can install our ballast. You can do the layout with our ballast. Yeah.
So to close the ball. So this is
I was not even, I'm just talking about it, that everyone has been using, even for fun, just out of curiosity, you've been using one just to see how to be. So there is in our previous webinars, me and Elo together here, we did a webinar regarding our softwares, right? Which our software is called Insun.
Yeah, it's you can just go in our website, up to the menu, you have this
design tools, the yellow one, the yellow icon, which will send you directly to register, right? You need to register to go.
If you have, you just log in. Otherwise, if you have to register, so you have to share all the data, the information.
Email and password, and if you want to add anything. But there is this software is online. So you could open it. You don't need to download it at the moment, because there will be another version of it where you can, which is already launched. You can download it on your mobile or tablet, but I don't think it's 100% functional. It can be used for everyone.
Yeah, it can be used. For example, it's perfect when you want to share with the client the design, you want to make it see it.
You can open your project, right? So at the moment, all our installers, distributors, clients, they are using it like they are just opening www.insancloud.com, right?
Yeah, it's on cloud, so you don't need to download it. You just log in, and you can start to do your projects by yourself.
Now let's show to all
the. It's based on Google Earth.
Correct.
It's on 2D and 3D.
Correct. So all you need to do is like add the coordinates of the roof, or if you don't have any coordinates or address, you can design it by your own. In here, we see that our technicians, they are getting the dimension of the roof. They went in a particular roof where to show you exactly like how you can use and how simple it is to use Insun. So as you can see that he write all the dimension, height of the building. He already calculated. Now he's selecting typology of the roof, he can add or remove panels or obstacles, right? You can see here. And he chose the Sun Ballast structure.
Yeah,
all the systems are present in there, which if you want to try with Connect system, and you could choose 90% of the panels are available. If your panel is not available, you can adjust it manually, the dimension, the length of it, and thickness of your panel, and if you want to use it. After you click select, you select just one panel, and then the second icon, you can duplicate it, you can add more rows to your system. In this occasion, we'll see here that we are using a Connect system with 2 rows, right, by 10 panels, I guess, 9, 10 panels, something like that. So after he did the flat roof installation, he went to the other roof, which is the inclined roof. So that means that within Sun, you can use a Sun Ballast and Suncom products. Even in there, you could choose the height of the building, the height of the, like all the shapes. If you want to add, you could simulate, add trees, add additional object. So in here, after we go to the home page, we click the icon, and our technician will select the panel or the typology of the roof that is there. In this case, we have a corrugated roof, right? So we are choosing the sunken structure. The same way as with Sun Ballast, you can choose horizontal or vertical post. How do you want it? Implement one panel that you want, and you can just like duplicate it and add more straight away.
It's very easy to use.
Super easy, and you with that, after you finish it, you can generate, right? First of all, you export them, right? So what you do, you need to select both of it. If you don't select both of it, it will not pop up. So now we will see that our technician will go and select both of the roofs, and will create that. Select the Sun Ballast, Suncom, and will export, and will count the POM, right? So in there you will have all the list of materials that is for Sun Ballast and Suncom.
Yeah.
And then you could add the additional. So the beauty of it is like you do it by your own. If you're not sure, you can ask always like to be verified. There is an option where you can write notes if you want to. So if you want to be validated, or if it's validated as a project, you can always write a note, and one of our technicians will receive, right, your project automatically. They will come and see the number of the project that will be done with the name of your client, of the client, like if it's registered in your name, and they will come to you back and tell you if it's approved or not. If it's approved, they will share with you directly the technical report and the offer, right, with the discount that you have. If not, they will do some adjustment and send it back to you.
Yeah. So if you are not sure, you just share it with our technicians, and they will do the verification for you. No worries on that. And to add in this part, here in our website, in the technical assistance page, you have design your system. So in this page, you will find a lot of information, and then in a couple of weeks, if I'm not wrong, days, sorry, you will have even some tutorials how to use the InSun. So they are going to be very useful for you. So if you want to use InSun, just go in this page and you will find the tutorials. Okay. Around, I think we came.
Yeah, was long enough.
Yeah.
You guys might be bored and listening to us for this time, but first of all, we thank you for taking the time. We know all you are occupied having your things to do. I hope there was some input that probably you didn't heard it before, and I hope that me and Edo was a bit of help with it. In case something else comes in your mind that you didn't understood during the presentation, please feel free. Edo can share with you the contact details that probably you already have it, right? So for those of you who don't have it, they can find them on our webpage, or
share the contact details with you. I remember. Okay. Contact
me with our email and with email address and phone number, so you could contact directly to us, or you could send an email at info@sunballast.com in case you don't remember our mails.
So Aaron is about to get promoted to that, so he can't receive phone calls. I see.
Yeah.
No, it's not the phone number here, but you can absolutely.
No, I just want to share. That's all.
So anytime that you have any question or you need further information, you can reach us by email, by phone, in our website, or I think on chat. So you have a lot of options to contact us.
So once again, thank you guys for taking your time, and we'll see you soon with coming webinar, different topics, different accessories, different news that for us, for all of the world of photovoltaic out there. Thank you once again, and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.